How satisfying was that for you, Carlos, especially after Tuesday at Cardiff?
I think it was very important that we react today like the team has reacted today. It was very important to mentalize ourselves that we were playing versus one very good opponent, and at the same time to know that if we wanted to get something positive today, we had to play with our high mentality, with our high concentration and determination to play the football, and at the same time to know that everything that we wanted to get today have to be deserved by us, and we need to create this performance. Is like today the most important thing for me of the team was to be focused, to try to deserve any result that we get today.
And it was very early that the team created its first attacking opportunity by defending QPR's attack and turning it into Josh Karoma's goal. That and Toffolo's goal, Carlos, were typical of what you're trying to do, weren't they?
We know that we play versus one opponent that for me they are making one of the best football in attack of the league, and I don't have any doubt about this. The only thing that they are suffering a little bit the chances that they concede, and they are not scoring the chances that they have. Not today, because for me we stopped very well their options. I think when they try to play from the back is one option that we have to mentalize, trying to be more aggressive in offensive half, because when you play with one team who play more directly, you don't have the option to recover balls in offensive half. We know that today QPR trying to play from the back. They did a similar play now than us, and it allowed us to come press more, and the idea was to be very determination to make this extra effort, because in the moment we recover the ball higher, we can have more chances without build all the attack, just to take advantage of the opportunity that we have in that moment in attacking with more spaces and less players. So I think the team started again with a lot of determination on this concept, and at the end for me one of the key of the team today was how we defend, how we mark in defense, and how we reduce the spaces to don't allow them to have any advantage during the game, and at the same time to show a very good personality in attack, knowing that the mistake only have to make us react, and what we need to do is exactly what we did today. The reaction that we watched today in the team was the reaction that I wanted from my players.
Your explanations of your systems and the shape of the team are always interesting, Carlos, but isn't it also about people? The effort that your reselected players put in today, even those who didn't score. I'm thinking Fraser Campbell, Isaac and Benza. You changed the team, but it worked really well for you today.
I think we say that one of the keys of the identity and one of the keys of to be consistency sometimes is the versatility, the adaptation, and to play with different type of players. We cannot be thinking that we are going to have only 11 players. We need a lot of all the squad mentalized to have the same idea, to compete the game that we compete today. Is the most important thing. Is like football is not only the style. There is one part that is the key, that is that you're mentalized to can compete very well the game. The mentalization of each player in the pitch. So, like for example, today now we are going to suffer the injury of Schindler. We lost before Stillman, two central backs that they were playing. They were very important in the team until today, and it's always important to have the minutes that we were talking before of the player, because in this moment now are going to be necessary. Never is the same to play because you have the injury of one teammate that is in front of you, or to play in the circumstance that you can play with him or with the other player, and you select the other player. Maybe you give the alternative in some conditions, like maybe you can keep this young player maybe in the bench. So it was important because now, for example, right now we are going to need the Edmond Green in the pitch, because the injury of the central back leaves us just to have Edmond Green and Navi Sar as central backs. At the same time, we hope the fast recovery is very close to the recovery Romani Crislow to be with the team, and at the same time everyone from the academy we need to be ready to can cover this space, because it's going to be one of the important moments now for the squad.
So we look forward to seeing Romani Edmonds-Green possibly against Sheffield Wednesday on Tuesday night, as you say, Carlos. Just and forgive the repetition, but Romani Crislow, what is his situation? He started the season, got injured. Has he been recovering all this time?
No, at the beginning of he started the games, and we know that we have in Crislow and in Sar the two left-foot central backs, and I think Sar needed to play. He needed to have minutes in games to can arrive to can get his real level as a central back. And in the moment that the both players were competing for one position, he suffered the injury in the groin, and this injury was more long than we were expecting, and now he was making a high long-term recovery. but he started to make the first training during this week, and we hope that he now is recovery and be facing with Sar to can play in this position. But of course, he's going to be one of the important players right now because we have lost two of our more important central backs.
And just for completeness, Carlos, what about Tommy Elphick, a player who we shouldn't forget, a lot more senior in experience, but is he still available? Do you have hope that we might be able to see him play for Huddersfield Town again soon?
I don't think so. It's like from we are here, the club told me that his injury is a long-term injury, that he didn't recover well, unfortunately, because we know that he's a very, very, very good professional. He's an excellent person, and he always supports all the young players. He's someone that we are proud to have here, and we would like him to have as a player, like you say, because he can add experience to the teammates. He can give value to the defenders, but I don't think that he's going to be available in all the year with us.
In terms of the dressing room and the atmosphere amongst the players, how difficult was it for you to lift them after Tuesday? Because that was quite a painful defeat at Cardiff. It didn't show today. They came out full of enthusiasm and scored early.
I think sometimes the games are a little bit complicated to analyse. We did a very good effort versus Middlesbrough, scoring the goal in the last minutes. Just 2 days later you have another game, so it's sometimes, and 3 days later you have today another game, so sometimes it's a little bit difficult to compete always in the same level, but exactly this is the challenge that we have. And especially maybe you can keep this high level of competition depending on the number of the players that you have in alternative and possibilities. But we know what we have, and at the same time we know that our challenge is like we don't have high number of experienced players in the squad, but at the same time we have high number of good young players in the club, and what we need to do is to learn a lot, that we need to be very competitive players each game, and the challenge of this year of the championship is to do this every two or 3 days. Then we need to be very focused in the recovery, in the nutrition, at the same time in the concentration to compete the games, because for championship is key that you go to every game with the conditions to give again the 100%, because we are a team that we know that we need the 100% to can compete the games.
Especially in the modern day situation of the coronavirus, which means that you have a game every 3 days, which is fantastic for fans in one way, but what about for recovery levels? And the head coach needs to recover as well, doesn't he?
We don't have a lot of time to the recovery, we don't have a lot of time to the enjoying, but at the same time we have short time after one defeat to change one result, and this is something at the same time positive too. But we know that this year championship is totally different. It's totally different about any, for me, competition in the world, because the number of games that we have in a top level with a very good squads that we face is making that this situation be not easy. But at the same time, as soon as you mentalize about how you need to be ready to compete, the faster we mentalize, the better for us as a team.
Thank you, as always, Carlos, for your energy and your post-match interview.
Okay, thank you very much.